Yo, what's going on, guys? Botmentality here, back with another Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum chart analysis for you guys. Today is April 30th of 2018, and we will go ahead and jump into this. Let's talk about the market action. So, I actually did not upload a video yesterday. That was just because I was kind of waiting to see how the market would play out. We really didn't have much for me to go off of. I wanted to see if there'd be another higher low made and what kind of action we had. And also, I was focused on trading. I did make a couple trades in the past few days, and I will say that overall, I came out a little bit down. I came out down, guys, and the reason being is because check this action out. So let me go ahead and show you what we've been seeing here on Bitcoin. So let's see. So far, the main area, we know is 9,400. That's what we've all been watching. And I'll go ahead and draw a trend line here, just connecting these lows, and you'll see, whoa, what is going on here? That is not purple. Okay, look. And so this is what we've seen here. We've seen, if we just connect these lows right here, we saw that we actually held the trend line in this area. But to zoom in and just kind of talk a little bit about the price action, we'd see, I'd get long into this, right? This consolidation right here, betting we're going to break up on that little wedge we see right here, right? You get long on that action. We exploded up, I'm up a couple $100. Great. This is fantastic. And then we just dump back down to the lows. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That's weird. Okay, so we saw some heavy selling coming in at the 9,400 area, right? So some heavy selling coming down the 9,400 area. So then we pull back right here. We pull back, make another low. I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and take this. I'll take this base and risk off this prior low right here, which is the 9,180 area. So I took a long in here, dumped down. Well, I got stopped out again. Check that out. So then, you take a buy a little bit more and say, okay, well, let's see. I'll average down. Let's see if we break this trend line. We end up breaking the trend line I drew here a few days ago, and I sent out in my newsletter. So I went ahead and stopped out. Check this out, guys. And then we recovered right again. So what we're seeing here is we're actually still are playing into this ascending wedge pattern right here. Now, this is huge. This is bigger than any one we've seen so far. It's bigger than this wedge that happened right here. It's bigger than this wedge that happened right here. It's bigger than this one that was going on down here. Actually, this one was pretty huge. Not going to lie. That one was pretty big. That was a descending wedge, but you get the point. This is a pretty big deal. The range we've been seeing here is a pretty big deal, and it should come to terms soon as far as whether we're going to go up or we're going to go down, and we will see. We'll definitely see about that, guys. But for me, right now, if you're looking to buy, focus on that bottom line. Don't chase the bull breaks. The reason why I say that is because any of the bull breaks over the 9,400 area have been getting sold into pretty heavily, and we haven't seen any continuation from those. Whereas normally, when we get a break of critical support, we'd see buying. So, for example, you could say right here, I'm focusing on this high right here, and that high was at 9,000, roughly. Let's say 9,038. When we saw a break of that right here, we saw continuation all the way up. And so you could buy the bull break and you'd profit from that. We're not seeing that right now, guys. As soon as we break the prior highs, we're getting sold off. So for example, right here, we broke the highs right here. And if you had set a stop buy order, you got dumped into. They sold off. When we came back and broke this high, and we broke it right here, if you bought that, you got dumped on, you got sold off. And so we've been seeing that over and over, guys. So I would say right now, play the trend line. Do not buy the bull breaks yet, unless we see some serious great news come into the market, and we see some increase of action to the upside, and we see a significant candle. I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy the bull break until then. So just keep an eye on these lows right here. Anything that breaks the support, I'd keep an eye on these lows as far as looking to buy that. Besides that, guys, be careful because the range is consolidating, and we're not seeing as much range right now until we do break one direction. So for what I'm meaning is that, say we come back up here a little bit and then bounce off this, then bounce off that. It's hard to take profit off of these small moves. So I would be patient, take a position based off the trend line, and then wait and see how that turns out here in the future. And we'll go ahead and jump over here to, I'll jump over the daily real quick and just comment on that. We're still seeing right here, if you're playing the daily, I wouldn't enter here. Again, I'll just focus on a lower area towards 8,400 if you're waiting to play long, or wait until we get a break up over these highs at 9,800 and see another pullback in a base on this 9,400, 9,500 area. I would not be chasing this for a daily entry. The reason why I say that is because if we came back and pulled back down in this area, I wouldn't want you to sit on a loss. If you're in full size at that point. If anything, scale your entries all the way down, and that way you can take advantage of lowering your average without having to time the bottom, essentially, and you wouldn't have to deal with FOMOing in. So that's what I think about Bitcoin. Now let's jump over to what's really important, Ethereum. Why do I say that? Because check this out, guys. So Bitcoin, remember how the Bitcoin chart looked just a few moments ago? We actually pulled back lower. So one thing I'll say about Ethereum, look how bullish we look here, guys. This is insane. Ethereum has been ridiculously strong. If we compare just Bitcoin to Ethereum and we look at the difference between the highs and the lows. So check this out. The current price of Ethereum, if we check this out and measure how much distance we have to cross to break over that recent high, we're at 3.65%, okay, to break that high. Let's go jump over here to Bitcoin and see how far we are from the highs. We jump over here to Bitcoin, we measure the move. Let's measure it up here. We are about 5.4% away. So Ethereum is closer to that bull break over the recent highs than Bitcoin is. We jump over here to Litecoin, which we're going to get to in a minute. Litecoin, so if we measure the Litecoin move and look at Litecoin, look how far away from the highs for Litecoin. We're like 10% away from the highs. So Litecoin is literally 3 times the distance as Ethereum and twice the distance as Bitcoin. So how about, let's just go ahead and say a how about no there on the long for Litecoin. Back over here to Bitcoin. We're seeing another bounce up here off the trend line. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to go to Ethereum. All right. So in Ethereum, again, we're seeing very strong action here. We're seeing this tight range of consolidation between the let's say 690 area and the bottom of the candles here at the 6,072 area as well. I'll go ahead and put that right there. Okay, very tight range. If you're going to play this range, play it, based off expecting the bottom, the bottom of this trend line to hold. We're looking to scoop into that level and then looking for an increase up above that level. But if we're going to see a bull break, it's going to happen on Ethereum first, guys. I said that in a couple analysis in my newsletter a few days ago. It's going to be in Ethereum first. So definitely keep a strong eye on Ethereum. And one thing I'll comment here on Bitcoin, it's a lot easier to see here on the hourly on Bitcoin. So what we're seeing here, guys, is we're seeing a decrease in the volume. It looks the same on Ethereum, but I'll use Bitcoin for reference. So check out this volume right here. Where's my purple? All right. Check out the volume right there. Okay. So notice how we're seeing lower highs in the volume, and I'll go ahead and circle those here. We're seeing a lower high here, lower highs, lower highs in the volume right here, lower highs right here, lower highs right here in the volume. So what that's saying is whenever we're getting a break of a support level, we aren't seeing a huge, massive surge of volume to support it or to buy it up or to sell into it whenever that happens. So keep an eye on that. And so even though the average volume, see that purple line that follows across the side of the chart, even though that average volume has been relatively consistent, the spikes where buyers are rushing in or shorts are covering is becoming closer and closer. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That, along with the consolidating price action, means we're going to see a pretty large break here soon, guys. And just keep an eye out for that and make sure you respect your stops. And remember, the opportunity will continue to come, but it won't continue to come if for some reason you blow up your account and you're not able to trade. So that's going to kind of lead me into the end of this video and kind of a little bit of what I want to talk about. So I'll go ahead and jump over here to my Twitter. So as you see, guys, I have a quote here I posted just the other day. And it just says, guys, please don't blind copy people's trades. Okay. So one thing about my my private Discord is I do not sit there and feed you guys entries and exits and say, copy me, because there's, my life is different. How much money I have compared to you is different. Your priorities are different from my priorities. So everything's different. So look, this is what I say. You don't know what their micro decision is of the person or the trade you're copying. You don't know if they don't explain them. And also, even if they do explain what their decision is prior to the trade, you're not going to be able to copy that. Even if they explain what their goal or their trade plan is going into the trade, that can evolve as the price changes. So say, for example, they might make a micro decision in the middle of the trade to go ahead and stop out before something crazy happens because they notice something you don't. And so while you're sitting here holding the trade, just waiting for them to release their sell alert, they're already out or they already scaled back or maybe sized in to lower their average, and you're not going to be able to copy that to perfection. Okay. So you don't know what their micro decisions are in the trade. You're not going to learn copying trades. So do not blind copy anyone's trades. Instead, ask me why. Ask why. And that's something we focus here in the Discord, is actually growing as a community and everyone learning from each other. And the thing is, you need to ask why. So if I make an entry, you'd ask me why and where and how much size and where a profit target is, where my risk level is. That is how you learn trading, and that is how you actually improve and learn to build your own strategies and learn to continue. Sorry about that vibration, guys. I'm getting a call. That's how you learn to continue your growth as a trader and continue to exceed and to learn how to make money by yourself, is not blind copying people's trades. You need to focus on making your own micro decisions, learning your own strategy, developing your own trading mentality, learning how to eliminate your emotions while trading, respect your stops, and learn how to trade like a machine, guys. So that's my little lesson there. I hope I explained that well for you guys. I hope this analysis really helped you. If you have any questions or any comments, leave a comment below. Hit me up on Twitter. Shoot me an email, guys. If you need anything, let me know. I'm glad to help. Again, my name is Botmentality. You guys have a great rest of your day. I am out of here. Deuces.